Warning: the following podcast contains violent scenes that may be unsettling to some listeners. Listener discretion is advised. In 1942, in the cold desert of a small border town in Texas, a group of kind are kidnapped and mass embraced by members of the fanatical sect, the Sabbat. Out of this group, only a handful survived, and through rituals and mentorship they became the pack known as the Pale Riders. Representing the Sword of Cain, they are wielded by a mentor to cut deep wounds within the heartland of Mexico to the enemies of the Sabbat. Juarez on Fire is a Vampire the Masquerade Sabbat chronicle that follows the Pale Riders pack that consists of Mitch, a Lazambra played by Adam, Coyote, a Ravenos anti-tribute played by Alex, Eldrick, a Caitiff played by David, Jasper, a Bruja anti-tribute played by Joaquin, Cora, a Shimizi played by Slavic, and Richard, a Ventrue anti-tribute played by Tillman. If you'd like to contact us, you can find us on Twitter at twin_cities_VTM or on Facebook at Twin Cities by Night. We hope you enjoy. You guys are on this pier, it's there, and you see the son looks at his old man dad's like, relax, father, relax, go sit down. We're going to get gas, these people are going to get some food, and we'll be okay. And you see like the old man just shake his head, and like he goes, back to the bench that's on the deck, you know what I mean? Just kind of sits there.
In Spanish, Mitchell, speak up. Hold up there, son. Your dad might have a point. Why don't you let us go on ahead and check it out before you get settled?
And you see the grandfather like takes his cane and points at you, Mitch, like, listen to the man. And you see it's your money. And he goes and he sits on the bench, you know what I mean, next to his dad. When you guys want us to go out there and get some fuel, then you go ahead and tell us then, okay?
We'll call for you.
All right, Mitchell, go ahead.
Mitchell turned to the rest of the pack. And in English, old man says something doesn't seem right about this town. He would know, he's been here before. Given what we're up against, might be worth it for us to take a look.
Okay then.
We'll be on the guard.
So, Chris, we don't see anything unusual in town, right?
No, you don't see anything unusual. Well, give everyone give me a perception alertness roll.
Can I use heightened senses for that?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, pop it up. I'll make your difficulty 6 and everyone else's difficulty 8.
Okay. Oh, one success.
Wait, what was the difficulty?
8.
Difficulty was 8.
I almost got 4 successes.
Holy shit! How many did you get? 3? Oh damn.
What
about you? Difficulty 6 for you.
Okay, I've got 2 successes. Another 1.
So you're all sitting there, but you kind of like for a second, and especially like, okay, let me think. Richard, you're sitting there, and as you're standing on there, you just kind of like close your eyes for a second, then open them, and just everything seems zoned in and zeroed in. Like you don't even hear the ocean, you don't even hear the waves, and you just kind of feel like your sight, as you look over, you kind of feel like the more predatory than you had felt before, right? You know what I mean? You kind of feel like in tune with the beast. And as you're like looking over, you realize that you literally are hearing no one. You don't see anyone. You like it's almost like it's almost like you would swear this town would be empty if it wasn't for like a light that was coming from within the saloon type place. And you guys, the other 3, you guys kind of noticed too, like, wow, there's like no one out. And it's only, if you were to guess, and you can look at your little pocket watch or whatever, one of you might have, it's only like 8 in the evening that time. And there's literally like no sign that like anyone is out and about here, you know?
All right, let's do this. Mitchell, hop off the boat.
As you hop off, you like hear your boots hit the wood of the dock, you know what I mean? The hollow dock. Or what are you other 3 doing? You guys following along?
Yes, just really
along
right behind him with his knife out, just being like, okay, I'm nervous now.
Richard will go down to the bunk, grab his crowbar, come back out, and then follow.
Okay, cool. So where you guys, you guys walk along the dock, and then the dock kind of leads to like this dirt path, kind of almost like the equivalent of what was done before in the village that you guys stopped at before. And so you walk off the wood and you kind of like hear your feet hit this compact dirt. Kind of see little dust, come up a little bit from like the starlight and the moonlight. And you about 20, 30 yards away, there is that saloon that is kind of like facing the front, is facing towards the ocean, and you can kind of get the sense that this was probably created for this purpose, for people who are kind of traveling along here to stop and get a drink, you know what I mean, or small fishing vessels or something to that extent. And you see that there's like a beaten path of dirt with like dead grass, you know what I mean, like weeds and stuff that is in front of this saloon. As you come up to the saloon, you see like I don't know if you're going up to the saloon or not, but I guess, are you guys going up to the saloon or what are you guys doing?
Mitchell head to the saloon.
Okay, as you come up to the front of the saloon, you see that like there's like a little like steps that lead onto like almost like a front patio kind of in a way, where there's like probably at one time some like tables for people to sit out. You see there's like wooden benches that are also facing the ocean, like if you want to sit there and drink and look out on the ocean. You see there's like some horse hitches there for when horses, you know what I mean, at one time were the preferred mode, still probably used, but there's no horses out there now. You can actually see the wood worn down where people like put the bridles, you know what I mean, tied the bridles off of the horses there. You see that there's actually no sign giving a name to this establishment at all, but it's pretty obvious what this establishment is for. You see it's kind of like 2 stories, because you can kind of see there's a couple balconies that are on the top that maybe were for like rooms that are up there, and there is like doors you kind of like push open back in the day that got in there, and you can see light coming from within, you know what I mean, from the bottom and the top of these pushing, you know what I mean, the pushing doors that would be there, like the 2-foot clearance, that are on the bottom and the top. Let me see here. Do you still have your heightened senses on, Richard?
I think I probably turned it off in the meantime, but I've
no.
want to activate hearing again when we're going there.
You're gonna activate hearing again? All right. You kind of when you activate hearing, you kind of hear like a humming, like a like someone like humming to themselves, like like it's kind of like got like the southern country kind of like tune, like maybe like something that you heard in like barn dances, you know what I mean, when you were growing up or everything like that, but it's just like a single southern sounding voice that's like humming to himself.
Just a single voice?
Like a single voice, yeah. He's not singing any lyrics. He's just kind of like, just like doing that.
Quietly inform the others that there's one southerner in there.
Well, I suppose we ought to see who that is.
I think we might have one of our banditos in there.
Could be he's waiting for us.
Well, let's go on in and find out.
Who's going in for? Are you guys just kind of like opening the doors and going in together? Because you guys could all easily, you know what I mean, like push them open and walk in together. You guys push open the door, and what you see is pure death. You see there's you can't even count the bodies that are sprawled all over this floor of this saloon. You see that like blood and gore has like collected itself on this wooden floor, but it's hard to make out with all the dead bodies of children and women and men that are just like missing arms or ripped open, or just heads are ripped off. And tables are turned over, you know what I mean? And you can kind of see the bar, but there's blood and entrails that are splattered on the bar. But you see this one round table that looks like maybe it held like a poker game at one time, and you see a figure that's sitting there, and has like a little like knife, and you see him humming, and he's like carving into into the wood of the table, just like he's kind of lost in thought. And you hear, and you see, when you see the figure sitting there, you see Wyatt, who was the the pack leader of the banditos when you guys ran into him. He's the guy who had like the kind of like the raggedy cowboy hat on and had like the stringy blonde hair, and he was kind of scrawny. And he had like jeans and a Western shirt on, but you see like he's completely like his shirt's drenched and like dried, like caked dried blood is not wet anymore, you know, and his face has like maroon splatters all over it. And you can't make out his jeans, but when you're looking at him, it's like almost like looking into a strobe light. And that the fact that I mean is like it's like you see that image of him, and then you see like his normal human appearance disappear, and he still has like the hat on and the blood and like the blood caked shirt where you can't even make out the Western pattern anymore. It's like dried with blood. And you see like this face that looks like it had like his skin removed, and like you can see like the like his nose removed, and you can see like the tendons in his jaw and his face, and like it looks like his face has been skinned pretty much, and his nose has been removed, and you see like his eyes and his sockets that are moving around, but then it snaps back, and it's like it's why as you saw him before, but it keeps like going back and forth, and it's like you got to close your eyes for a second, like, you know, and then you look and it's like his normal self, or sometimes when you close your eyes and you look, it'll stay like that image that you saw. And as you guys like swing the door open, you see like him look up, and when you see him look up, finally it's the normal Wyatt that you guys saw. And you see him, and you notice immediately when you see him that like the cocky arrogance, like, you know what I mean? Like the shit talking he did to Coyote, you know, like me and you are going to dance one day, you know, like when you guys walk by, it's completely gone. And he's like sitting there, staring at you guys as you're standing there. And you see like there's a second where he sees you guys, and you see he tries to smile, but it's a forced smile.
Mitchell look at him and nod. Wyatt?
I never thought I would see you guys again. I thought you were dead.
Can't run from the Inquisition.
You see him look, he's like, I don't think I can run away from what I need to run away from anymore.
And what is it you need to run away from?
Fuck it, I don't even know what to call it, man. I just know that it still chases me. And I think I just realized not too long ago that it's fucking inside my head. And I ain't ever gonna outrun this thing.
Why don't you start at the top and
you
tell
even
us the
real?
whole story? Oh, we're real.
Have a seat here. And he kind of motions, grab a chair. He kind of like he slowly goes back to like carving into the wood of the table.
Mitchell take a seat on one of the tables.
Jasper will stay at the door and just sort of like look around hungrily at all the blood, just keep it together. Just don't lose it now.
Actually, I might have to have you roll a self-control roll right now.
I thought you would.
Yeah, we'll do difficulty 4, but with your Bruja weakness, difficulty 6.
All right. So that's self-control?
Yeah.
That's 1 success.
Nice.
Okay. See, like, Quinn you see Jasper get a chair, and you see, like, there's a second we hear, like, his, like, hand grabs, like, the top, you know what I mean, the back of the chair, and you just hear, like, for a second. And then you see his hands relax. You see, like he, like, snapped a little bit of the top of the chair as he's moving along. Because you said you're grabbing a chair. That's what you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Okay. What are you other two doing?
Well, is there, like, a bar where I can sit? Like, on the bar?
I mean, yeah, you could sit on the bar. You would, there's like, you know, dried gore and blood, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, you can sit up on there.
Yeah, so, you know, I'll just slide up all that gore.
Yeah, just kind of what you can. Yeah, like you see, like when you move, there's like an arm that you kind of like rolled over. You know what I mean? That rolled over the back, and you kind of look behind the bar, and you see like there's just this bartender who had just like his rib cage torn open, you know, and was eviscerated, and this is kind of like rigor mortis just set in. Like he looks like he's probably been there for like a few days, you know. What about you, Richard?
I hesitate a bit, but then sit down next to Jasper. Just in case.
Are you guys sitting at the table with him, or are you just sitting like at a different, or lifting up a chair and sitting away from him? Like you guys are all kind of like, I take it, are like semi-circling around him a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. You see like the image changes for a little, you know what I mean? Like you kind of catch the flash of his image back and forth, you know, and he's like, I take it you ratting Probably pissed off at me right now, aren't you?
There we are. There we are. Lots of questions for you.
Yeah. I sense
And you
it's
know which one's at the top of the list.
Yeah, I figured that's it. I figure my time on this earth ain't much longer. I figure I got it coming. I kind of welcome it, honestly. You know it's kind of hard, right? And he looks at you, Cora. You're kind of like the second in command. You got to keep the family together. Everyone's got their own motivations. Everyone's got their own personalities and needs. And somehow you got to keep it all together for the greater good, right?
Right.
I bet sometimes you find yourself tempted. You think you know better than him, and he motions towards Mitch with his head. You know, you're the spiritual guidance for the pack, right?
Right.
Sometimes I'm sure that's tempting. Sometimes you probably think that you can make the decisions better than he can make the decisions. You felt that a couple times, haven't you?
Well, Mitch and I go way back. So whenever I think he's going to do something stupid, I'll tell him he's a moron and that he's going to do something stupid.
You guys are something special. Vidar all taking that liking to you and everything. I never quite seen something like that before. Someone as powerful as him, wasting his time on little lowly packs like us. You see, what happened with my pack is my priest. He thought he knew better. He thought he knew a better direction. And I suppose I wasn't strong enough to stop him from guiding us in a direction I didn't quite feel comfortable with.
Where'd you learn about all this?
All this is just me relieving some stress, you could say. Been having a hard time, you'd say, dealing with some things I've seen. Like I said, me and Cleaver, we didn't feel too comfortable with some of the shit we saw. I ain't gonna lie, ma'am. I'm kind of sugarcoating it. I was actually scared shitless. And so was Cleaver. And we decided to bail. You want to know what really happened? My priest, Reginald, he put a cancer in our pack. He put the consumption in our pack. He put something that started consuming our souls. Tried to, at least for a couple of us. For him, I'd say he was pretty much successful in that tasking. He said that we could gain power. They had a new mentor of sorts. Said that it could put us on top of the pecking order, I think he said. You see, Reginald, he's something kind of special. Reginald was kind of shit on in life. You know, he's one of those darkies that were taken from that Africa land of theirs and brought over here against his will. And he was brought over. He was brought over by your type. He nods to you, Cora, your clan. See, me, I'm just an ugly old Nosferatu, I suppose. That's what they call our type. But him, something was always off about him. First, when we were put together and we were made a pack, he spoke of Cain. He spoke of the antediluvians, those monsters that want to eat us. But after many years of that shit, his tune started changing. He started talking about things greater than antediluvians. He started talking about things that, frankly, I hadn't heard since I was on my mother's knee, and she was talking about the good book, saying to make us more powerful, saying to make those antediluvians look like a little bow-legged fucking whore compared to the mighty giants that we could become.
A lot of good that, did you?
Man, I'm all about the power at first. I'm all about getting ahead. It's hard in the Sword of Cain, you know, to get attention. I was tired of being the ones who always had to go and sit there and hide and report back as shit in Juarez there. Ride around and be quiet. I want to wreck hell. I want to raise hell just like any other member. But I didn't. I didn't get to raise hell. I got to be a spy, low-life little rat scum. And then Reginald tells me that he can give us his power to where we don't need to be doing that shit anymore. Next thing he tells me, he has Belinda, he has me and Cleaver going along with some plan to kidnap Vidar, and says if we deliver Vidar to this mentor of his, that
what
we get
to Vidar?
Last I saw the man, he staked. Between you and I, it was a little easier than I thought it would be. Matter of fact, that Injun Illinipi gave us more of a fight than that pussy-ass Vidar did. All good, all of his fucking talk did. So we take this motherfucker, we hit on the road, and we ride hard. And we ride fast, and we make it there.
Where are they now?
They're in that little shitty-ass fucking town village, Exel or some shit. I don't fucking know.
What can we expect?
I don't want to think about that shit anymore. You shut that bitch up of yours and emotions to you, Mitch. You shut her the fuck up. I don't want to talk about this shit right now.
No.
Brothers, I think it's time to restrain our good friend here.
You want to restrain me, but what you're going to see there is fucking hell. I saw shit that drove me insane. Don't you fucking talk to me. And you see him for a second, he looks, and you see, as you're saying why to calm him down, you see like his obfuscated image is just gone now. And what you saw, before is just staring back at you. You're staring back at this monstrosity who's looking across at you at the table. Like his eyeballs, like that have no, you know what I mean, are just floating almost, in this ichor, are just staring at you.
You're going to need to take a deep breath now and calm down.
I forget what it's like to breathe sometimes, I miss it. I've been sitting here for these last few nights thinking about some of the shit I've done. This, and he kind of kicks a body that's by him. I've been doing that for a long time now. I think I'm ready to go.
What was the purpose of killing the whole town?
To make me forget what I saw? I don't know. To relieve my anger? I don't know. Why do we do any of the shit that we do? They say we serve this great cause, and then you realize there's things that are out there that I'd never even fathomed. I thought I was the monster. I'm not the goddamn monster. There's hell out there. I can't, the images aren't out of my head. They're still there. I still see them. We dropped off Vidar there. We took him there. And all I know is I saw Reginald standing there, and he looked back at me, and I saw behind him, and I saw some of that figures that were behind him, and they were caressing him, and they were wrapping their arms around him. They were whispering in his ears, and they were dark, and they had wings, and they I felt myself shaking. I felt myself falling apart while I heard them whisper in his ear, and I don't even know what they said.
Mitchell,
and
hop
Reginald,
off the table.
He's looking at you. He's like, Reginald told me that the pack was not mine anymore. Now he was taking over. He told me, and he told Cleaver, and he told Belinda to watch out for y'all coming. Me and Cleaver looked at each other after a couple hours of doing that, and we knew we were over it. We were done with all that. I'm not willing to sell myself. Do you understand? I'm not willing to sell whatever's in us and was in us before and what I think is still in us now for whatever power. Maybe I'm fucking damned already with shit like this. And he looks over the room. Maybe I got a place in hell waiting for me. I don't know. But I'm not solidifying that. You understand, mister? I let my pack down. I failed my pack and I damned him. Cleaver's gone in this village somewhere now. I don't even know where he's at. Him and I haven't spoke. But I know he's not the same that I knew him as. He's been changed too from what he saw. I'm sorry, Mitchell. You can do with me what you guys must. I didn't have control over my pack. You understand? You don't make the same mistakes that I did. I chased the power and I let it take over. And that bastard Reginald right now is with that Vidar of yours, and I don't know what is going on with them now. And I'm sorry I can't help anymore with that. Do with what you must with me. And you see him, he looks down at the table and he starts carving, he starts humming that same song that he was humming when you were listening in there. Go ahead, scenes on you guys.
You piece of shit.
Let's stake him and leave him out for the sun.
You just hear this humming.
Mitch will turn to Jasper. I think he's going to be the only meal you're going to find in this town.
Thank you. I was just about to suggest that.
We're going to do this dance, aren't we, here? He looks up at you.
Dance?
Mitch will slowly walk towards Wyatt. Wyatt?
Yes, sir. And he's still like carving down, looking at the table.
How hard do you want this to be?
I just want to go away peacefully if I can. I just ask one thing of you. When you find that son of a bitch who ruined my pack, who tore us up from the inside, you make that motherfucker die slow. You hear? Make him die slow, Mitchell.
Tell you what.
You sure?
You keep your word, you keep your cool, while we take care of you now, and I'll do exactly that. You give us any trouble, and I can't keep that promise.
Understood. And you find Hatch, you find Cleaver, and you put him out of his misery too.
I think we can do that.
Thank you, sir. And I suppose I'm sorry for all this. Glad none of you died in all this.
Well, there's still time.
You see him go back and he starts humming a song, and you see what he's carving on there. You're seeing like he's carving like a bunch of crosses. You know what I mean? Like all over like different styles or whatever. He's just kind of like chipping away at the wood as he's doing that. I want you to make me a part of you. You understand? I don't want to meet the afterlife. You get what I'm saying there, man?
I do.
Careful now.
least-
Do you want that weakling in you? He
It was
just let them. He just let the pack be taken away from him. And then he just let them pander to some demons. Then he just walked away. And now he's all sorry. And he's happy that we're still alive, like he would have cared if we weren't.
I think, Richard, you need a self-control roll, man. Let's get a self-control roll.
Pretty pissed.
Difficulty 5. We'll do it. Jasper, there might be going your meal, dude.
I have no successes.
Holy shit. So, as you're
What
sitting there, as you're sitting there, and Jasper, you're like sitting there, Mitch, you're standing there, Corey, you're sitting on the bar. You see, like Richard's like just said what he said, and you see him getting up, and you're like, oh shit! Like none of you have seen Richard this passionate about anything, frankly. You know what I mean? And he says what he says, and he's stepping closer, and then all of a sudden you just see like Richard, just like his face, like you see his eyes, people start dilating to where his eyes become like all black, and you see like his fangs come out, and his jaw starts dropping, and he literally just like weeps on, like hits the chair that like fucking Wyatt is sitting on, and like Wyatt like hits the ground, but he's not fighting back at all, and you see like Richard's fangs just like sink into his neck, and he starts absorbing some blood. Now here's the thing that you can do, Richard. You can I'll say you get like 2 blood points from him, right? You can spend a willpower to stop if you want to, or you can even spend a willpower. Excuse me, you didn't botch. Let's rewind it. You can spend a willpower to avoid the frenzy, but you have to go outside. Or do you want to ride the frenzy? It's your call.
Good question. I know that Jasper needs some blood too, and I don't really. So I think I'm gonna top off to 10 blood points, which would be 4 that I take from the guy.
All right. And then you spend a willpower and you kind of stop.
Yeah.
All right. So
and
you
then
see
I
like
lead
him
him to Jasper.
You see like Richard just latch onto his neck, and he's just like, you see him like drinking, and he stops and he like lifts up, and you see just like blood on his fucking like.
Can you take the blood though? Because you're adventurer. Is he drunk? Or is there any alcohol in his system? Or does that?
I think I can take kindred blood.
Okay,
You can take kindred blood. Yeah. So he lifts up, and you see like Richard's eyes are back to normal, and there's a second where like he composes himself. You know what I mean? Like you see his jaw like just kind of like settles, and you can see him like shake his, shake his head. And he looks up at you, Jasper, Mitch, and go ahead. Scenes on you guys.
Brother, I will.
Mitch will grab Richard and try to just give him a bear hug and rip him off.
Yeah, I'd say you're successful in doing that with your potence, and Richard kind of being like, you know what I mean, passive at the moment.
Brother, I suggest that you refrain from losing control of yourself in inopportune times like that. And Jasper sort of like just like now starting to shake a little bit. It's just,
Sorry, I got a bit agitated.
Yes. Thank you for that. Now, just leave me to my business. And so he decides. Do you see like just sort of like a little snap, and Jasper and just sort of like goes at the Wyatt's neck.
So he grabbed like fucking Mitch grabs like Richard and just pulls him off. You know what I mean, with his fucking old man strength. And then you like say your spiel to him, and you haven't even staken Wyatt yet, and you see Wyatt like eyes like flutter open a little bit, and he like there's a moment of eye contact with you two, and you almost see like he's welcoming you to diablerize him. You know what I mean? And he closes his eyes the moment where you just like kind of like rush on him and latch on him. All right. So let's do this diablery, man. I'm not going to do those stupid like strength versus strength roll. I think that's goofy. But
all right,
what I am going to do is I am going to roll to see, I got to look up Wyatt right here, man. So let me look up Wyatt for a second. And we're going to see if either A, you get a dot in a discipline, or B, you get the ability to learn. No. That's how we did it, right? With you, Cora, either you get a dot if it's a discipline you already have, or if it's one you don't have, you have the ability to learn it without getting mentored, right? I think that's what we did.
I think so.
That's what you did for me.
Yeah, okay, that's what I did
so.
for you. Okay, gotcha. All right, so I need you to roll me a d10.
Out of 5.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have the potential to learn animalism, the first dot of animalism, when we get around to spending XP.
What a win.
Yeah. So, and, I didn't even look up generation. What generation are you?
I'm 13.
Oh, dude, yeah, you're pretty much like, I can probably guarantee that you're going to be...
got a long way to go.
Yeah. You are, you're 12th generation right now. He was 10th. So, and you lose a dot in humanity.
Down to 3.
Down to 3, and I need you to
plus a conscience roll.
Yeah, plus a conscience roll. Let's see, because I believe 4 is still murder, right? Or no, because you dropped a 3. The 3 is I'm saying a lot. Planned violation, outright murder. Yeah. So give me a conscience roll, difficulty 8, please.
All right. No willpower here.
No willpower. No.
All right. That's 2 dice.
Don't botch.
Oh no. Yes, I did not botch.
You made it. Did you make it?
What was the difficulty?
8.
I got a 9. Yeah, 1 success.
Oh, sweet. So you're down to 3 humanity, though. And okay, so you're sitting there. I'm going to describe the scene here. So you see Jasper latch onto him, and Jasper, you're just like feeling this. How much blood pool does a 10th generation vampire
They have a max of 13.
So we'll say you get. We'll just say he's full, obviously, because he's been gorging himself. So you get 9 blood pool points from him, and you're sitting there, feeding off him, right? And you're feeling this substance, like feeling consuming wave of pleasure, of satisfaction, like when you're eating a meal when you're hungry. It's just like coming over you in waves. And then all of a sudden it's like it stops, but you're detached from yourself in a way, and you feel almost like your consciousness like spreading into him, and you feel like you're tugging at like his very nature, you know what I mean? And you could feel like it's almost like you feel it like being pulled into you, and it's almost like if you could explain the feeling of menthol, how it would feel on your soul, that's what you're feeling right now, right? You know, you're feeling like this, everything feels enlightened and heightened and just feels almost orgasmic in a way. And there comes to a point, right where where it's almost like a climax, right? Where you feel like you have fully diablerized him. And you guys see you see Jasper on his knees, and he like sits up frigid, like he's sitting there, and you could see just like his veins tightening, like around, like popping out on his like neck and everything. You feel his muscles tense. By the way, you two, Mitch and Cora, obviously know what's going on with him right now. And there comes a moment where you feel like acceptance of him into you, and you feel like yourself being taken away, and then all of a sudden you just see like in your vision, in your like inner vision, in your third eye, you see like 3 dark figures like standing before you, and you see them like kind of like melt. Not when I say melding, they're just kind of like caressing each other, and you see like these dark wings are like from one is just like shooting out from behind it, but like even though they're dark, there's features, but you can't see the features, you know, like you can tell there's like faces, but you can't wrap yourself around the features of their faces. Like every time you try to focus, it's like wet and it slips from your hands, and you start feeling this terror that's like consuming you when you see it. And when you see them, and you're almost like feel like you're stuck in eternity, like with this vision, but then it's gone and you're snapped out of it, and a scream like rips from your very Bruja soul out into the world. And you guys see this, like he just starts screaming like like top, like out of his is shooting forth from him, and it's like ripping the calm that you guys had at that very moment. Go ahead, scenes on you guys. You stop screaming at that very moment, Jasper.
He wasn't lying. There he saw things, dark things that
Are you all right, brother?
Yes, yeah, I just need some time to cope with what I've seen. He was not lying about that. They have something to beyond them. There's.
I suppose we should go back on the ship and rest, prepare.
You still got one more. You still got that Cleaver guy that's somewhere in the village here.
Yeah,
The other member of the pack.
In the village. Okay.
Yeah, he's somewhere. Jasper just sort of like just sit like grasps for a chair, just like sits down, and he's just trying he's just lost in his own thoughts at the moment.
Intense. And just so you guys know, Cleaver is the guy who's completely lank, Caucasian, had no hair on his head and no eyebrows, and he was shirtless, but he had this vest that looked like it was oddly made of the skins of people. You know what I mean? And he had blue jeans on with cowboy boots. He was kind of gaunt, very pale, taller too. You know what I mean? But lanky in a way. He was a member of the Banditos pack that you guys met. He was quiet. He didn't say any words when he was sitting with you guys. And he had a belt that had cleavers, meat cleavers that were dangling around it. You know what I mean? Thus his name. Go ahead. Scene's on you guys.
Let's find us Cleaver, and then we'll take what we need from the gas station and get on out of here.
Let's go.
All right. So you guys are walking out of the bar, I take it? Or the saloon? All right.
Yep.
So as you guys walk out the saloon, the door slowly closes behind you, and I almost want to say Jasper, the sight of the stars in the sky and the ocean. I don't know how it would affect you, but it's infinite and it's black. You know what I mean? So it's almost I don't know how it would mix with the vision that you had or whatever. Maybe you can, you know what I mean?
You should probably be because it used to be the ocean was just something he knew, was just a thing from his childhood, it was part of the background. But now it's something that's there's more to it now, and it's disturbing to him, and so he shudders a little bit as he sees it, and he just does his best to just keep his eyes on the person ahead of him.
Gotcha. So Mitch, where are you gonna head to from there?
We'll find my way to the main street of the village. I'll just walk down Main Street and I'll start whistling a little ditty.
Okay, I like that. As you're walking down it's that dirt street that you're walking up, that's you go back on that street and you kind of go further inland, right? And you see that there's a couple huts there. This isn't a bustling street, but you see there's a barn that's there, and you kind of see you're whistling a ditty a little bit, and you're seeing the crescent moon and the starlight, a darkness, on the ground, in front of the barn, stuff was maybe dragged in there. You know what I mean? It might well be blood. You quite sure, but you can definitely see the barn door, one of the large barn doors. You know what I mean? There's two of them is off the hinges in there.
I'll give a sharp whistle and motion to the rest of the pack, and I'll point to the barn, and then I will just start slowly walking towards it.
All right, got you. So you start walking towards it. Are you guys following them?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Jasper
All right.
is basically just half clinging to them. Just focus on them. Focus on them. Don't focus on the dark surrounding everything. Just focus on them.
Okay. So you guys start walking into the barn, and Cora, as you are breaking through the entrance, not breaking through, but walking past the entrance of the barn. Actually, before that even happens, let me get a perception alertness roll from everyone. Difficulty 6, please.
I knew it was gonna happen. By this time, Richard is agitated. So he doesn't care about it.
2 successes. Wow. Really
nice.
testing all those two dice rolls.
Hell yeah. What about you, Jasper?
Which difficulty were we aiming for? 6?
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
2
3 successes for me.
Oh, wow. You guys
Also
are
free.
fucking on edge. You guys are a fucking badass pack. So, yeah. As you guys are walking towards the entrance, you kind of hear this, you hear it's offbeat. Breathing almost, right? But it's not in cadence with each other. And Cora, as you're walking through the entrance, you have this moment of feeling at one with something. And as you walk into the entrance and you look, you don't see anything on the ground at first. Like you're looking at the ground, but then you look up. And as you're looking up, you see this, like the ceiling goes up like 60, 70 feet. You know what I mean? This is a rather large barn at one point. You know what I mean? That maybe supplies were held into or something to that extent. And you see from the darkness of the rafters, you see this like almost like canopy. It looks like it's almost like a embryonic sac in a way, right? That's all together. And you see that it moves, but like each segment of it like moves on its own almost. And you hear like and you're looking upon it, and for a second you feel like connected to this, and then you realize as a moment of joy, and you guys see like this smile, like crack Cora's lips. You see like it's not quite a sack because you see from the bottom of it, you see like there's almost like a carriage of a way that's made, and you realize that it's like ribs, but it's multiple ribs, and these are like human ribs. And you see like as you walk in, this canopy is like coming down. So like you have the sack of like whatever flesh and lungs connected, and you see then hanging at the very bottom of it gently is a carriage, almost like a baby's carriage in a way, and you can see through the ribs. And as you guys see through these ribs, you see a figure that's like in the fetal position, and you see the naked, pale figure is of Cleaver that you see there. And there's a moment where you guys open it up, and open up the other door, and the moonlight comes in, and you see that Cleaver's pale face is gently resting, almost like a newborn baby. And you see between like a set of ribs, you see as the moment as you guys walk in, the smile cracks your lips, Cora. You see his eyes open, and you see he looks right at you, Cora, and you see him smile too. And you realize at the moment, and you guys are standing at this, like, not sure what to make of this, and you realize, Cora, at this very moment that what he made here is still alive. Like, he's keeping it still alive. And the breathing is the lungs of like these people that he used to make this. And it's almost like he did this to be at peace. And he like put this spot where he just wanted to be alone, and he just wanted to lay there. And he's probably been in here for like the 3 days that Wyatt was in. Well, now Jasper was in that saloon, like handling his own way. You feel me there, you know? And so like, and you guys see this, and you're like, what the fuck is this thing? You've never seen Cora do anything like this or anything like this, but Cora realizes what she's seen in front of her is a creation that she can truly appreciate, and she feels kind of in tune to. All right, go ahead. Scenes on you guys.
Cora, I think this might be something you can handle.
I'm speechless. But since those guys who've done it, I suppose we have no choice but to kill this.
Jasper, you feel an odd sentiment towards this individual that's in this canopy that you didn't feel before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like an odd sense. Yeah, go ahead, Susan, you guys.
Can he be convinced to come down? No. Shouldn't. No, he betrayed us. No. This needs to not. Can't be spared. No.
And you guys hear a voice come down, a slight with a Polish accent. My brother, he is dead, is he not?
He is one with me now.
He has found peace.
As close as we can.
Will you help me find peace, brothers?
We can try.
And you see, when you say we can try, you hear like this cracking sound, and you realize that he's like kicking and using his hands almost to like crack these ribs that are like a canopy. You know what I mean? That he's laying in right now above ground. And you see like he kind of like turns and he like lowers himself out, and he's like you see his back, like he's naked, but you see like his back and his buttocks while he's holding the ribs, and he kind of lets go, and he drops like the 20 feet, you know, and he like lands, not superhero landing, but lands on his feet. And you see that he turns around, not modest at all, in front of you. And he slowly walks towards you guys. And as you guys are standing there, like seeing this, you know, he like gently gets on his knees before you guys with his hands on his like sides, and he's looking up at you.
Can one of you attend to him? I don't know that. I am.
How do you wish to die?
Do with me what you did with my brother.
Richard, I want you to take this one. It's about time.
Oh, way to put me on the spot.
He's like, oh, Richard, how do you react when he says that?
Are you sure, boss? Jasper, was it worth it?
I am certain.
I don't know.
Consider it a rite of passage. You're the only one in this room who ain't experienced it yet.
I guess you got a point.
I know I do.
I trust your judgment. Yay! I'm going for the diablerie.
That was an intense fucking scene. That little bit right there between you guys, like, holy shit. Like, I'm like, I hope the people who are gonna listen or watch, like, appreciate, like, what just happened there between, you know what I mean? Like, you three. That's insane. All right. Yeah. All right. Let's do this, man. So, let's do the mechanics first, and then we'll end with the, you know what I mean, with the description or whatever. What generation are you, Richard?
13.
Oh wow. So and this guy's 12th, so you will go to 12th. Will you roll me 1d10, please?
Yes. I have an 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Potence. You get a dot in potence, sir.
Nice.
You already have potence, right?
Yes,
yeah,
I have 3 dots in potence now.
So you have 3 dots in potence. You are, I mean, you're pretty much full on blood, I would take it.
Well, I get 1 point because of my new generation. So
So you're capped out. So let's do the story aspect. So you see, how are you when you walk up to this guy? When you walk up to him?
A bit hesitant, but also I hate this dude. I don't really feel remorseful.
He looks at you and he's like, "Do not be afraid. We will be one, brother."
I see. I'm not yet sure if I want that. Like,
you have no choice. It is us, and it is our nature. And you see him like he like exposes his neck, and he closes his eyes.
I'm gonna go for the neck.
You latch onto that son of a bitch, and same feeling I described for Jasper. I'm not going to go through all that again, but the vision's different. As you're sitting there, and you feel that moment where like the climax happens almost, you have this vision, and you see like Jasper screaming, like you just see like out of like a hallucinatory way, almost you see like Jasper's face is stretching into your vision, and you just see like the scream like coming from him, but you cannot hear it, and it's like you turn to look to see what he sees, and you just see like you hear like buzzing, and this constant like buzzing sound going on, like and you're like, what? And as your head is like slowly turning, you see like black wings spread, you know, out before you, and you see a figure slowly spreading its arms, and you're like, I'm trying to you try to focus on space, and you can't focus on space, but you just hear this insectile buzzing constantly happening, and then you snap out of it. But this time I would almost say that you're not like screaming. How you tell me, how would this make Richard react by seeing this vision, like, and then snapping back into reality?
I think he would cower down and like cover his ears, like.
So you guys see that with Richard.
Try to block out the noise and try to not see what he has to see.
So you guys see Richard fall into the dirt, you know, covering his ears. How does that make you all feel before we end? How does that make you all feel, and what do you guys do when you see Richard do that? I'll start with Cora. What do you feel when you see that happen with Richard?
Are you okay, Richard? Richard.
Jasper was right.
Well then.
We're going to literally fight the devil, it seems.
What about you, Jasper? How does that make you feel?
Jasper sort of looks at Richard and he's like, now you understand. It's something we haven't faced yet. There's more to see.
And what about you, Mitch? How does that make you feel?
Mitch chuckles a little. If we're going to go fight a devil, we're going to have to bring something worse with us.
All right, so I forgot the humanity roll. You lose 1 dot of humanity, Richard.
Yes.
And I need you to roll conscience difficulty 8, please.
So right now I have humanity 5 and conscience
still
roll.
Yeah, still high.
I got no successes, but it's not a botch.
All right, so you lose 1 additional dot of humanity, so you're down to humanity 4 right now.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah. It's fucking war is on fire, folks. Where characters can change like in the snap of the fingers, man.
Hello, folks. Have you ever wished you could have an easy way to find gameplay videos and podcasts, or just media in general that deals with your favorite White Wolf role-playing games? Or have you ever wished you could find a forum to share gameplay that you have recorded, one which wouldn't be drowned out by random posts and discussion, so that your media could get the attention you want? Well, we have the answer for you in a Facebook group we run called White Wolf RPGs Gameplay and Media. The group is specifically ran with the sole intent of it being a one-stop shop for people to view or share media involving the games we all love. We take thorough steps to ensure the page does not become cluttered and is easy to traverse. We are currently over 1,000 members strong, and we are continuing to rapidly grow, with new media being shared every day. Stop on by. We hope to see you there. High Level Games, the industry's first choice in taking your games to the next level. We are a podcast blog and new media network at highlevelgames.ca. We have blog posts about all of your favorite games going up 5 days a week, and a podcasting network with actual plays and shows that discuss role-playing games, with more rolling out all the time. We are on iTunes, Twitch, and YouTube. Find out more information at highlevelgames.ca, a site that certainly isn't controlled by a shadowy board of directors of otherworldly origin. That's highlevelgames.ca.
Please, help. They're coming.
Hey, do you like World of Darkness? Do you want to introduce your friends to it? But there's one problem. Nobody reads books anymore. This presents you with a problem, doesn't it? You want to get your friends into these awesome games, but they don't have the time or wherewithal to read any of them. Well, that's where Brett the Hitman comes in. Brett the Hitman, your one-stop shop on YouTube for all things related to World of Darkness. Currently in the middle of his Werewolf the Apocalypse series, which is showing tremendous growth. It's going to the moon! That's right, watch Brett the Hitman and you will get style, flair, humor, and of course some dank meme magic. Fucking normies! Brett the Hitman on YouTube at youtube.com/I love other people's misery. So watch now! If only for the dank memes. Tune in today!
The Los Angeles metropolitan area is constantly growing and changing. The Central District is full of new buildings. The Hollywood and Wilshire districts, once far from downtown, now are part of which spreads past Beverly Hills and out to the ocean. But why is all this going on in Los Angeles? Why is Los Angeles an exploding city?
Neon Masquerade.
The Demon's Mirror.
13 Candles. 3 chronicles running through the undead veins of the City of Angels.
The Esoteric Order of Roleplayers Actual Play podcast invites you to drink deeply.
Go to eorpodcast.com and search the Duets tag to find out more.
Hi guys, I wanted to let you know about my YouTube channel, the video journals of Mike Bailey. Mike Bailey is a character I play in a live-action vampire game called New England Nightmares, which uses the new By Night Studio rules for Mind's Eye Theatre. The chronicle's set in the city of New Haven, Connecticut, and we run on the third Saturday of every month in Southington, Connecticut. Most of the credit for the stories told in my journals comes from the plots developed by the amazing storytellers who run my game. So the videos on my channel are basically an in-character video logs of the newly sired Ventrue Mike Bailey. They follow him from his days as a naive mortal, to his violent embrace during the Anarch Revolt in the City of London, and on to his arrival on the shores of New Haven. The journals show Mike trying to come to terms with his kindred nature, his powerful but impure blood, and his attempts to hide his past from other members of the court of Prince Lucius. So I put out updates every 2 weeks, and I love feedback and questions, so check out my channel, subscribe, and leave me a comment.